Okay, so well, I don't need to be on the screen, but I want to let you know that you have been given admin privileges to the EUO OT site in order to be able to do some of the things I showed you in the last video. One thing I've been asked to remind you is not to use this admin panel button. There's no reason you should be able to have a reason to use that. Is you would just do the things I've showed you in the video. So the other thing I wanted to show you on this thing that I made for you, I have 3 different reports here that I use. So when you go into the report, where is it going to come up at? Okay. All right. So these are items that are out in the supervisor queue. Now, this one here for Judith Menges is there for Don Huckabee to sign. However, if you look, she has not put in actuals. This person didn't put in actuals. This one, this one. So these are the type things I go in and I click on the number to get to the item. And you see it's sitting at his level to approve, but she didn't put actual time worked in. All right. So I need to make a script. So that I put in something like this. Please select the actual time worked link on the internal use menu on the right side of the screen to enter your actual time worked. If you need assistance, please contact me or timekeeper, who I don't know who that is right off, but that's really enough. Okay, so I do that. Then I come, let's see, oh, you know what? This isn't where I should have put this. I think I can put it here. Oh, yeah. And we're going to return it to update the time worked. Okay, so you can see Stephanie Gibney returned to update time worked, and it has my comment in there. All right. And we'll just go back. If we went to main page, we want it be in the report. And you see it is gone. It is no longer here. So now we'll do this one. And I did not copy that, did I? All right, we will copy it this time. Let's check and make sure. I mean, we didn't see them, but just in case there was a system error. Okay. So we will put again. Let's do it, please. Select the actual time work. Let's copy that because we do know we have some others we will have to do this for, and we return it. So I like to do this a couple times a week, just for me to keep things moving. A lot of times the supervisor is going to go in there and they approve it and it ends up at the timekeeper level, and you might see some of them in a few minutes. All right, so Frank Hope had the same thing. Let's check and make sure. Yep, he didn't put anything in there. So see, he put it in the comments. All right, so that's been returned. Go back to the report. And another one by Judith. and paste and return to update time worked and back to the report. All right, so the rest, I don't look at anything else really for detail. That's one of the reasons I look at this. Now, a lot of times, I'm not going to do this today because it's just the beginning of the pay period. Now, next Tuesday or Monday, I might, normally Tuesday, I could export this to Excel. When I bring it into Excel, these are not in order, and from what I've learned, there's no way we can do it prior to creating the report. So I cut them and I insert cut cells so it flows. And oh, that's kind of long. The title. Now, as you see, I get the hand when I hover over these. So these are all links, but you can't tell. So I underline them and I color them blue like most people are used to. All right. I also like, if you were to copy and paste this into an email right now, it would not have any lines, and a lot of people find that hard to follow. So I go ahead and put the lines in also. And then I am someone who just really likes the header to have a different color. That's a, that's a personal preference type of thing. And sometimes I'll bold it also, but at least this is the very minimum that I would do. You could even, if you wanted to, take the times out. They don't necessarily have to be there. At least here they would see what dates they were. So it just depends on what worked for you. The other thing I do is I sort by area or by supervisor, so that they can see all their people at one time. Okay, and I just copy and paste. There has been a couple times when I've actually attached it and said see attach. Really, it comes down to whatever works best for you. But a lot of times I just copy and paste it. All right. I don't save them. Once I use them, I'm done with them. All right. So that's the supervisor one. And you may find other ways you want to use this. You can modify this report, but if you modify it, your modifications will not show up here. So that's one thing to keep track of. I usually save all these in my OneNote. So if you modify it, you'll have to save it somewhere. So here's the timekeeper one. And look, here's timekeeper without actuals. So let's go ahead and, oh, my message is not there. And look, it says DBO timekeepers, and he is not DBO. He is Dallas. So D4, oh, right here. We want to do D4, 4-T2 Dallas. All right, save changes. So now we'll go to write timekeepers, but we also want to return this. All right, so that's back to him. Back to the report. That was the only one. This person here didn't follow, there's a format. Everybody else pretty much followed the format. not this person. There's not a whole lot we can do unless you want to every once in a while send something out. It just makes it difficult on the people posting because they can't see, you know, what station it is, who's that. They don't know whose it is then when they run their reports. Again, you can modify this just like the other one. You can export it to Excel just like the other one. So, you know, there's more you can do with that. And then the last report is the pending actuals. So this one, those people who we've returned the last few minutes would show up on this report. Okay. Can we sort these? I think we can. Let's sort by area. Yep, you can sort in here. So you can sort ahead of time before you export it actually. So all these people require actuals. And this is one thing I was telling you about earlier. If we sort by, oh, can you not sort by finish date? Can you sort, oh, you can't sort by those. Or maybe we got to be at the top. Okay, here we go. So if we sort by finish date and scroll all the way down here, there's still a November one, December, January. And what I do, I take a copy of this report from Excel, like you can do to export it. And I send it to the supervisors because to me, it's the supervisors. Is the supervisor on here? No. So actually, I use the supervisor group to send this to because I'm not going to go looking up everybody's supervisor unless you want to modify the report and add them. But yeah, they really need to get these in. This is kind of silly at this point. And what I tell them on the email is, if these are no longer any good or duplicates, please let me know and I will cancel them. That is an ability you do have, is to be able to go in, and we're not going to do it, but you can cancel a request. They cannot cancel them. You have to cancel them. So that is one thing when you're trying to follow up on these things that you can tell them, you know, let me know. I can always cancel it because some of these are so old. It's hard to believe these people didn't get paid. But we don't know. We need them to tell us. And if they're not following up, well, we may have to eventually raise it to the area manager because this is kind of silly for it to go on this long. So those are the 3 reports that I have in here for you to follow up on. And, you know, I have up here when I do them, sometimes if I'm at the end of a day, like I said earlier, and I have about 15-20 minutes and I don't want to get anything major started, I'll go in here and check these and just do some of that cleanup work of, you know, sending things back and that type of thing if I see the wrong district or whatever, so that we can keep this stuff moving and people can get their stuff. Otherwise, at the last minute, corrections will get done and timekeepers are pushed. Y'all have been timekeepers. You understand what that is. So that was my last item that I needed to show you. Everything else, we will go over this together and hopefully you'll be good to go. And I thank you for taking this over for me.